So you alluded to the differences between mobility and mere flexibility. Could you dig a little bit deeper into the differences between mobility and flexibility as ways of training?
The way I see it is that like flexibility is more kind of capacity. It's more of what your joints can currently handle. Like what range of motion can they handle? Like where can you be exposed to? And then
Hmm.
mobility is more like what can you control? What can you manage within that capacity, right? So we're looking at flexibility is more along the lines of just passive range of motion, ranges of motion that you'll need to essentially be pushed into, but you still have access to. And mobility is what can you actively control without being pushed into it. So like any static stretch you see, like the pigeon stretch is a super common stretch, right?
Yeah.
You're able to get into like a lot of glute length. You're able to stretch out your hips and your glutes to a pretty wide range. But if I were to ask you to try and pull your hip there with the control of your muscles, like actively engaging your muscles into that same position, there's going to be a huge gap between what you can actively put yourself into versus what you're able to push yourself into. And what we like to do is try to bridge that gap as much as possible so that you can be as active in the deepest ranges of motion that you can without simply only being able to be pushed into them.